Guys, welcome back to another episode of our survival building series. I have finally come up with a name for the series, and we're going to call it Thunderbee's Building, or for short, TBB. So, that being said, I'd like to officially welcome everyone to an episode of TBB. Some stuff has happened since last episode. As you can see, we got our farm up and running. Got some wheat fields growing, and we finally got our barn complete, I would say, for the most part. It's got some animals inside. I think it turned out alright, considering how it looked. There's still some changes I want to make. I definitely want to incorporate some more stone brick, just maybe towards the bottom and just sprinkle it up through the top. I maybe want to make this look a bit more disheveled. Just, I don't know, maybe tear some blocks out, add some stairs in the wall, something like that. But I think the interior, no! Like I was saying, I think the interior turned out pretty good. I mean, other than the massive hole in the wall, that is a design flaw that we'll have to deal with at some point. But not today. Not today. Because today we're going to get to work on some other things. Perhaps the library. I also would like to get some work done on some more houses. If you can see here, I did tear up the old pathway. I wasn't too fond of it. But I also started laying out where the path is going to go. That's going to be really helpful. And I am going to switch it up to a stone path. But I think I want to start out this episode by making a list of items, or not items, making a list of things that we are going to be building. Ooh. Ha. There we go. So, I'm just going to leave it. I'll put it right here. So, to top off the list, we have our library. Then, I want to build a butcher shop. That's where we're going to keep our smokers. I want to make some sort of a, what's it called? Blacksmith. That's where we will keep our blast furnaces. I want to make a dock / shipping port. Well, that'll have to do. And let's see, what else do we want? Ooh, more housing. If I can learn to spell. So some more housing. What else do we want? Oh, I want to make horse stable, and I might work on that one today, because that one I want to put right by the farm. So I think that's a good enough list for today of the things we want to build. Do we have any white dye? That works, I guess. Can we use bone meal? There we go. That looks a little bit better. So I definitely want to start laying those things out. I also want to work on a different style of house. So what we've been going with so far is dark oak and stone. And I think it's turned out looking pretty good. I think this came out really well. I think this is extremely overgrown. The barn came out looking decent. But I think I want to add a second building type to our town. And I think I want to build it out of, what is this stuff called? This one right here, Dorite. I think I want to make it kind of white and gray. Just something to add another color. I think white is close enough, especially because it's got sprinkles of black and gray in there already. I think it'll work great with our colors, with our themes, and I think it'll add just like a different style of housing. I definitely want it just, wherever we find room, just throw Wherever we find room, just throw housing everywhere, just to fill the spaces, because I want this town to look full. And I almost forgot, the largest project is going to be the wall. So we are going to build a wall around the town to defend it. And that is going to be the largest task, which I have no design for whatsoever. I do have a design for the library, and I would love to see it built, but I gotta make a lot of books. I did, however, adventure out farther last episode. Before coming home, I ventured out that away and found the dark oak forest we were looking for, and I did a little bit of deforestation and cut down a couple trees. I did have to use some of these for the barn, so that's where we're looking at that. So we'll see what we get done today. I do also want to make the paths, because once you start getting paths in, placing buildings will get a lot easier. I know you could say that without the paths, you could pretty much place buildings anywhere you want, but that's kind of the hard part. Because once you place a building down, you can't really move it later. So if we get some defined roads in, I think it'll help us. We can start building more buildings along the roads. But I think we're going to start out with a stable, because at least for me, a stable is one of the easiest things to build. It doesn't have to be super tall. It does have to be very long, however. Well, I guess it doesn't have to be, but I usually make them. I'm going to empty out my pockets, and at least if we don't get it done today, I am just going to lay it out. Now, trying to find a spot for it is going to be tricky, because I want to build it by our farm here. This dips down a bit too much. I mean, I guess I could build it here, but this dips down. This is right where the wall is going to go. I don't want it too close to the wall. This is way too uneven. I want something a bit flatter. So perhaps right behind the barn. Let's see. Even this right here is a bit much. But if we take some time and fill in this space a little bit, I think it could turn out all right. When it comes down to the larger buildings, I find that, especially in a space like this, it becomes harder to find space, but rather you have to make it. Come on, let me sleep. There we go. So we have to make our own space here, and I don't have a lot of dirt, so terraforming is going to be a tricky one. Now, usually I do double-sided stables. However, I don't know how many horses I actually plan on having. So I think I'll leave just enough stalls for us to have, well, let's say 4 horses. So we'll do 4 stalls. So we're just gonna start building by how many stalls we have. So we'll do 1 there, and 1, 2, 3, and then that's gonna be our stall here. Alright, and that leaves us with 1, 2, 3, and 4 stalls. And then we're just gonna go, we'll go 5 long. So there's the space for our stalls in here. And then we're gonna have the area out here, 3, 4, and I'll count another 5. And then we'll do 1 in the center. Okay. Now that we've got our posts set in the ground, I want to start defining entrances. So each one of these is going to be an entrance. So they're going to be defined in their own way. But also, I'm going to leave all these walls open over here. So I'm just going to make arches in these. Alright, welcome back. It has been quite a while. At least for me it has been. For you it's been a second. For me it's been a little over a week. I don't know what happened, but just in the midst of me trying to come up with a design for the horse stable, I just lost a bit of inspiration. So I took a week off from the world, played a little bit of multiplayer, and then I kind of jumped back into this world after that. And I think it's helped me out a bit. This is actually the second time I'm trying to record this bit, because the first one, the audio was all weird. Sometimes, this happens with my audio hardware, where, my voice will get really low, and then the audio will cut out every once in a while. It's maybe like every 10 seconds, the audio will cut out, and there'll be a little click. I don't know what it is, but I usually just fix it by unplugging my hardware and plugging it back in, and it usually resolves itself. You can see some of the changes we've made. I started laying out a road right here, and I think this road came out looking pretty good. I'm trying to plant some trees around here. I'm hoping that they're going to be tall trees, and if not, we're going to chop them down. And we'll keep doing that until we actually get the size of trees that we want. Yeah, I think this road came out really nice. It's going to expand further that way and that way. And of course, it's going to go up and around. You can see in the distance over there, I wouldn't say complete. I don't believe it's complete yet. It's nearly there. But I've done quite a bit of work on the horse stable, and this is the design I ended up going with. It's pretty much the same roof design as our store building over there. But I think that design works really well for a stable. I also decided to go with all wood instead of putting stone in it. I don't know, I think it turned out better that way. I think maybe we could add something here and there to give it a little more color, because this kind of feels plain. But we'll mess with that in the future. For now, the building is done, and we got ourselves a horse. This is Bedrock, named because, you know, he looks like Bedrock. So yeah, we got one down, and I guess eventually we'll fill this. But this is what the interior is looking like. It's pretty simple. I mean, I'm just, you know, making beams and posts and just connecting them. That's pretty much all it comes down to. I wish this was a bit lower, just so it, you know, when you're looking through the window up there, that post there, you can see it. But and we have quite a few lanterns in here because I wanted to make sure this place was lit up the best it could be. And I love the look of the lanterns because we've had quite a few mobs spawning in the barn lately, and even that one creeper that exploded a while ago. I've been slowly fixing this area, but you know, but what is our plan for the rest of this episode? Well, I wanted to get started in the library, and I had begun collecting books, and you can see how far I've gotten. Where did I keep them? I might have kept them up here. Where did I put them? There. We have 11 bookshelves, and I believe I calculated in total I'm going to need over like 180. I think that's how many. But I'm going to need a lot of bookshelves, so it is going to be a lot of work before we can get that library complete. We can start in the exterior, however, I used a lot of that dark oak wood. I chop this down every day, and it just grows back. But we're going to need a lot more dark oak wood because I used maybe 4 stacks of it. 4.5 stacks on that, on the horse table back there. But now that we have bedrock, I think it'll be a lot easier to go out and collect resources. Even this road, I think this road used up the last bit of my andesite. I still got a little bit of cobblestone, but the last of my andesite and the last of my gravel. So that we're gonna have to do a bit of resource collecting before we can start building again. All right. So I just finished doing some resource collecting, and I went back into my house, and when I came out, I found we had some visitors around here. You can see one of them's holding their little flag over there. So this is interesting. I know they usually show up if there's a villager. We don't have any villagers. I had a wandering trader stuck in my farm, but I took care of him. So I don't know why they showed up. Let's see if I can sneak in my house and grab some arrows. Yeah, kind of interesting. But no, did collect quite a few resources. I'll show you in a minute once I take care of these guys. I do have a crossbow because I've killed them before. Let's see. Do I not have any more arrows? Oh, well that won't do. I guess I can make some. Seriously? I thought I had a lot more arrows. Alright, well. I guess this will have to do for now. Is this not how you make arrows anymore? Or is it? Oh. Why does that matter? Alright. 9 arrows will have to do for now. Oh, you know what? There we go. Alright, we'll do that. Oh God! That hurt. Yeah, yeah. And this guy I don't want to kill because then I'm going to have that rating thing. Ow. But I do know a trick. If you kill him with fire. Oh, and I just used up. Oh, no flint. I know if you kill them with fire, you won't get that little rating thing. So we'll make a flint and steel real quick, and we will burn him. Hopefully. Where did he wander off to? There he is. Ow! Yeah! That's right! Know your place, trash. Ooh! And we got a banner. Let's see. An ominous banner, huh? We will post that up here as a sign of our victory. Alright, well that was kind of neat. Fighting off a little raid there. And just in time for sunset. So, yeah, I'll show you all of the resources that I collected in my time away. There we go. And I was going to go on and start working in the library, at least the exterior. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna start it today. It's gonna be a lot of work. I think I want to make it its own episode entirely. But here's I got a bit of gravel. I got a bit of andesite. I used up a bit of cobble because I was expanding the roads. And then got a lot more dark oak logs. But yeah, I don't know if I want to start it today. I think for now, I just did start expanding the road this way, but I think for now we're just gonna leave it. You know, this episode was about the horse stables, and actually the original design that I was going with ended up looking more like a firehouse than it did a stable. So maybe I'll use that design in the future. If you see in the background there's a little behind the scenes action of some other things. You see the library back there, but yeah. And on the way home as well, I did stumble upon another village to where I stole all the hay. So I got some hay blocks of decoration. I'm also going to put some cauldrons in here for some water, stuff like that. And I want to figure out a storage situation. Maybe I'll do something up above. I don't know. Maybe I'll do something down below. We'll have to see. But yeah, this episode was kind of weird. It was kind of all over the place. Hopefully next episode will be a little bit more structured. But I think in the meantime, between episode... What kind of tree is that? But I think in the meantime, between episodes, I'm just going to keep working. I'm going to start filling out roads and working on landscapes and things like that. And then I'll make, you know, each episode about a building. So like this episode was about the stable. Eventually there'll be an episode about the library, which I keep talking about, but just never do. And then all the other things that we have to do that we listed on there, like the butcher shop and the blacksmith and the port and the wall. And some of these things I've already started designing. So hopefully we'll see these take off in the future, and hopefully this town will start feeling a little bit more full and a little bit more like a town. But that being said, I want to thank everyone for joining me today on my adventures, and we'll see you all in the next episode.